Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're going deep into the world of AI.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically, a company called DeepSeek.
Okay.
Now, DeepSeek is making some pretty big claims, saying they're, more efficient, more transparent, more human-centric than all those other big AI companies.
Yeah, the big guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Like OpenAI.
Like OpenAI. So they're really taking them on head on.
Interesting.
But here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
DeepSeek's founder, Dr. Naomi Keller, she's actually an ex-OpenAI researcher.
Oh, wow.
And she left OpenAI amidst a lot of controversy.
Really?
Yeah, she was very public in criticizing OpenAI's practices.
I see.
So to unpack all of this, we're diving into some excerpts from a podcast called The AI Horizon.
Right.
They did their own deep dive into DeepSeek, and there are some pretty wild theories out there.
Oh, I bet.
So is DeepSeek the real deal?
Right.
Are they a force for good in AI? Are they a disruptor? Or is there something more to this story?
Well, what's fascinating to me is it seems like DeepSeek appeared at exactly the right moment to really capitalize on this growing distrust that people have with these big tech companies.
Yeah.
There's a lot of concern, about how much power they have, especially when it comes to AI.
It's like they just sensed that shift in the wind.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's start with Dr. Keller.
Okay.
She was a top researcher at OpenAI.
Right.
But then she left and very publicly said that, their closed-door approach and their focus on profits was ethically problematic. It was a very public, very messy exit.
Wow.
And then, boom, DeepSeek appears.
This wasn't just, someone quietly leaving for a better opportunity.
Exactly.
She really called them out.
Yeah.
Accused them of prioritizing profit over responsible development.
And she's backing up her words with action.
Okay, how so?
DeepSeek is pushing this idea of modular AI.
Modular AI.
Yeah, so basically they say they're building AI that's more customizable, that gives users more control, more flexibility.
Interesting. So it's like a direct challenge to OpenAI's one-size-fits-all model.
Exactly.
So they're saying it's about empowering people, not just corporations.
But that brings up a big question.
What's that?
Who is empowering DeepSeek?
Right.
They've been so secretive about their funding.
Yeah, and that lack of transparency has really fueled a lot of speculation.
Oh, yeah. The conspiracy theories are everywhere.
Like what?
Well, some people think that rival tech companies like Apple or Amazon are secretly funding DeepSeek to take down OpenAI.
Interesting.
In their partnership with Microsoft.
That's certainly a possibility.
Right.
If you're a tech giant heavily invested in AI, wouldn't you want a piece of this?
Exactly.
Wouldn't you be worried about Microsoft potentially having a monopoly on the most advanced AI?
It's like a classic tale of corporate espionage with AI at the center of it all, but it gets even wilder.
Oh, really?
What about government involvement?
Okay.
Some people are saying that DeepSeek could be funded by a coalition of nations who are worried about the U.S. dominating the AI landscape.
So it's like a geopolitical chess match.
Exactly.
With huge consequences.
Is it really that far-fetched?
Yeah.
To think that AI could be the next battleground for global power?
I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
Whoever controls the most advanced AI could have a significant advantage in everything.
It's not about armies and weapons anymore. It's about who controls the algorithms.
The data.
The data.
Yeah, the very thinking processes of the future.
So while some of these theories might sound like they're straight out of a spy thriller, they're not totally implausible.
Right.
We're talking about the future of technology.
Yeah.
And the stakes are incredibly high.
High stakes, high secrecy. A healthy dose of paranoia. It's almost like DeepSeek has become this Rorschach test for our anxieties about AI.
Interesting.
What we see in them says a lot about what we fear or maybe even hope for.
It's like they become this blank canvas where we're projecting all of our hopes and fears about AI.
Yeah.
But let's move beyond the speculation for a second.
Right.
Let's talk about the actual technology.
Right.
DeepSeek claims that their modular AI is more efficient and more transparent than anything out there.
So they're saying that AI shouldn't be this black box controlled by a select few.
Yeah.
It should be something that anyone can understand, customize, and use to their advantage.
It sounds almost too good to be true.
Yeah.
Is it really possible to build AI that's both powerful and accessible?
Yeah.
We'll dive deeper into that in the next part of our deep dive. Welcome back to our deep dive into DeepSeek.
Oh, yeah.
Last time we were talking about this radical idea of modular AI. And, they claim that it's more transparent and more user-friendly than traditional AI models.
Right.
But is that just hype, or is this a real breakthrough?
Well, I think to understand what DeepSeek is doing, you kind of have to understand what they're pushing back against.
Sure.
The current AI landscape, it's dominated by these, powerful players.
Yeah.
And their AI models are often like black boxes. It's really hard to know how they work.
Right.
What biases might be built in.
It's like, trusting a magic trick without knowing how it's done.
Exactly.
And DeepSeek is saying, hey, we're going to show you how the trick works.
Yeah.
And you can even try it yourself.
Right. So with their modular AI, they're proposing a totally different approach.
Okay.
Imagine building AI like you build with Legos.
Okay.
You have these individual modules, each one designed for a specific function.
Right.
And you can snap them together in all these different configurations to create custom solutions.
So instead of one giant AI brain, you have these smaller, more specialized components that you can mix and match.
Exactly. And that's the idea.
Okay.
Breaking down that complexity and making AI more accessible to people who aren't, hardcore programmers.
And DeepSeek says they've figured out how to make these modules work together seamlessly.
Well, that's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, building a truly modular AI system, it's really challenging technically.
Okay.
The modules need to be able to communicate with each other. They need to share data.
Right.
And they need to be able to adapt to new situations.
So it's not just about creating the modules themselves. It's about creating this whole ecosystem.
Exactly.
Where they can work together.
It's a huge undertaking.
Yeah.
But if they can pull it off,
it
could really be a game changer.
So let's talk about the potential benefits.
Okay.
DeepSeek says that modular AI will democratize access to AI. Giving individuals and smaller companies the same power that's currently held by these big tech giants.
That's a really compelling argument.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine a world where small businesses can create custom AI solutions.
Right.
Or where researchers can, build specialized AI models to accelerate their work.
It could really level the playing field.
Right.
It could give more people access to this transformative technology.
It could also lead to a surge of innovation.
Yeah.
You give people the building blocks of AI and the freedom to experiment. Who knows what they'll come up with?
But of course, there are always, two sides to every coin.
Right.
What are some of the downsides?
Well, one concern is that this open modular system could be more vulnerable to security breaches.
Makes sense.
If anyone can tinker with these AI modules, it raises the possibility of bad actors, exploiting vulnerabilities.
So it's kind of like opening up the source code of AI and just hoping that everyone uses it for good.
In a way, yeah.
Okay.
DeepSeek is going to have to invest a lot in security to prevent their tech from being misused.
And then there's the question of control.
Right.
If AI is becoming more decentralized and more customizable, who's ultimately responsible for its actions?
That's a huge question.
Yeah.
And it's one that we as a society are still trying to figure out.
Yeah. With traditional AI, you can at least, in theory, hold the developers accountable.
Right.
But with modular AI, responsibility becomes much more diffuse.
It's like releasing a powerful tool into the world.
Yeah.
And just hoping that everyone uses it wisely.
Exactly.
DeepSeek is betting that the benefits of democratizing AI outweigh the risks.
Yeah.
But it is a gamble.
It is.
And only time will tell if they're right.
So a lot of potential here, but also a lot of unknowns.
Yeah. It sounds like they're walking a tightrope, trying to balance innovation with responsibility.
Now, how does DeepSeek's approach compare to what other companies are doing in the AI world? Are they truly trailblazers?
Right.
Or are other companies exploring these ideas too?
Well, the idea of modular AI It isn't entirely new.
Okay.
There are some research groups and startups working on similar concepts.
Yeah.
But DeepSeek is one of the first to try and bring it to the mainstream.
So they're not the only ones playing in this sandbox.
Right.
But they're definitely making the most noise.
Okay.
They're bold claims. and their, very aggressive marketing have really put them on the map.
Yeah, now the question is, can they deliver on their promises?
Yeah, and speaking of promises, let's go back to this claim of democratizing AI.
Okay.
What does that even mean in practice?
Right.
Is it about making AI more affordable, more user-friendly?
Yeah.
Or something else entirely?
It's a slippery term.
Yeah.
It's open to interpretation.
So it might just be a marketing buzzword?
Could be.
But it's not really clear what they mean by it.
I think they're trying to tap into this broader societal desire for more control over technology.
Right.
People are wary of these big tech companies.
Yeah.
And their black box algorithms. And DeepSeek is offering an alternative, a vision of AI that's more transparent, more customizable, and ultimately more human-centered.
It's like they're saying, hey, we're not just building technology. We're building a movement.
Exactly.
They're trying to be the good guys in the AI world.
Right, the ones fighting for the little guy.
And it's a powerful narrative.
Yeah.
And it's definitely resonating with people.
Yeah, whether they can live up to that narrative remains to be seen.
Yeah.
But they've definitely got people talking.
And that's maybe their biggest accomplishment so far.
It could be.
They've injected this, healthy dose of skepticism and debate into this conversation about AI.
And that's something we really need.
Yeah, complacency is dangerous.
Yeah, especially when you're talking about something as powerful as AI.
They're forcing us to ask these tough questions.
Right.
And to really consider the potential consequence.
And those are conversations that we need to be having.
Yes, but let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
We've talked about the potential of this technology, but what about the reality?
Right.
Have they actually built anything that works?
That's a good question.
In the next part of our deep dive, we're going to take a closer look at their products and see if they live up to the hype.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We've been talking all about DeepSeek. This company that's promising to revolutionize AI with their modular approach.
Right.
But, so far...
It's been a lot of talk. It has. So have they actually built anything that works?
That's the big question, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing to have a vision, but it's another to actually execute on it.
Exactly. So let's get down to it.
Okay.
What has DeepSeek actually released to the public?
Well, their flagship product is called DeepKit.
DeepKit?
Yeah, think of it like an AI construction set.
Okay.
It's a platform where users can access this library of pre-built AI modules.
You're right.
Each one designed for a specific task, like natural language processing or image recognition.
So it's kind of like those meal kit services where they send you the pre-portioned ingredients and a recipe.
Exactly.
But here the ingredients are AI algorithms.
Right.
And the recipe is your custom AI solution.
That's a great analogy.
And DeepSeek says that DeepKit is incredibly user-friendly.
Yeah, they say anyone can use it.
Wow.
Even with, limited technical skills.
Really?
To build these pretty sophisticated AI applications.
That's a bold claim.
It is.
Have you had a chance to actually try DeepKit yourself?
I have to admit, I was pretty impressed.
Okay.
The interface is really intuitive, and the modules are well documented.
Okay.
It's surprisingly easy
to
drag and drop these modules, connect them together to create these workflows.
So you're saying it kind of lives up to the hype?
I think so, at least from a user experience perspective.
Okay. But let's talk about results.
Okay.
Can DeepKit actually produce high-quality AI solutions?
Right.
How does it compare to what companies like Google and OpenAI are building?
Well, that's where it gets a little tricky.
How so?
DeepSeek hasn't released any data that compares DeepKit to other AI platforms. They say their modular approach is more efficient.
Okay.
But they haven't really proven that yet.
So we kind of have to wait and see.
I think so, yeah.
The early reviews have been good.
They have.
But we need more data. More real-world examples.
Yeah, to really assess it.
So it sounds like they're still in that proof of concept phase.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say.
They have this promising platform, but they still have to show that it can really deliver.
I agree, but even if DeepKit doesn't become like, the industry standard.
Right.
It's already having an impact.
Okay.
It's forcing other AI companies to kind of rethink their approach.
Interesting.
And to think about making their technology more accessible.
It's like they've thrown down the gauntlet. Challenged the whole industry to step up.
Exactly. DeepSeek might be a small company.
Right.
But they're having this, outsized impact.
on the whole AI landscape?
I think so.
Well, it has been fascinating to watch the story unfold.
It really has.
You know, we started this deep dive with so many questions about DeepSeek.
Right.
About their motives.
Their funding.
Yeah, their funding.
Mm-hmm.
The feasibility of their whole vision.
Yeah.
And we've explored some really intriguing possibilities, some potential risks.
Right.
We even got to see their technology firsthand.
And you know what's really striking to me?
What's that?
This isn't just about one company.
Okay.
It's about our hopes and fears about the future of AI.
We are all grappling with the implications of this technology.
Yeah.
You know, we want AI to benefit humanity.
Of course.
But we're also a little bit wary
Yeah.
of its potential to be misused.
Right. Or to concentrate power in the hands of just a few.
And that's why this message of democratizing AI has really resonated with people.
Yeah.
It speaks to our desire for a future where technology empowers us.
Exactly. Not the other way around.
So what does the future hold for DeepSeek?
That's a good question.
Will they succeed?
Yeah.
Will their approach become the new standard?
It's really too early to say.
Yeah.
But they've already done something incredible.
What's that?
They've really shaken up the AI world.
Yeah.
They're challenging the status quo.
Pushing the boundaries.
Yeah. And they're sparking a really important conversation.
About the role of AI in our society.
Exactly.
And that might be the most important takeaway here.
I think so.
The future of AI.
Yeah.
It's not set in stone.
Right.
It's something that we're all shaping together.
We all have a role to play.
Whether you're a tech enthusiast,
A researcher?
a researcher,
Yeah.
or just someone who's curious.
Anyone.
Your voice matters.
So stay informed.
Stay engaged.
Stay curious.
And remember, the best way to navigate this crazy world of tech
Yeah.
is to keep diving deep.
Until next time, keep exploring.